What's up, folks? This is BG from Repairs of the Breach. Alright, it's early in the morning and stuff again, and just want to sit here and talk to y'all for a few minutes about being born into sin. What is it about? Before I dive into that, I want to talk about what exactly is sin and take it from the scriptures. Alright, and if you, I got three chapters in the Bible that speaks on what sin is. So 1 John chapter 3 verse 4 says, "Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law." So right there you know that sin is the transgression of the law, breaking the law of the Most High. Alright, then 1 John 5:17 says, "All unrighteousness is sin, and there is a sin unto death." So in 1 John 5:17 it states that all unrighteousness is sin. Alright, then we move over to James chapter 1 verse 15. It says, "Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death." So lust is a part of sin, and you can think about Galatians chapter 5:19 through 21 when they're talking about the lust of the flesh and everything. Let's go ahead and I looked up a couple of Hebrew words, one for iniquity and one for transgression. Alright, if you look at the Hebrew concordance, 205 for iniquity, it is pronounced in the Hebrew Alvin or Alwyn, and it says affliction, evil, false, idle, iniquity, mischief, mourners, not, sorrow, unjust, unrighteous, vain, vanity, wicked. All right, and when I looked up transgression, it's the Hebrew concordance 4604, which is pronounced ma'al, which is treachery. All right, falsehood, grievously, sore, and trespass. All right, so we now know exactly what sin is, and it is the transgression of the law. It is all unrighteousness. It is the lust of life. Alright, so what does it mean to be born in sin? And in the beginning of this video, it was a verse put up from Psalms 51:5 that says, "Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me." Now, what was Psalms talking about? Alright, and if we go to Romans chapter 5 verse 12, it says, "Wherefore by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin. And so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned." Alright, so what are they talking about? What are the authors talking about? Alright, so what they are talking about is the fall of man. In the beginning, alright, man fell. Alright, everybody should know the story. Man fell, and then man took on a sinful nature, which passed throughout all the generations. So that's why we are born in sin. So that's why it says in Psalms 51:5, "I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me," because the first child was conceived after the fall of man. Now imagine if the first child was conceived before that, or if there wasn't a fall of man, human nature would be different. So therefore were born into sin, because the first people transgressed against the Most High and then brought on this sinful state for humankind. All right. And we all know that, you know, the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Elohim is eternal life through Yahushua HaMashiach, our Master. All right. So that's basically what it means to be born in sin. Is because the sinful nature that was passed down to us from the first people that was created on this planet. All right. But there is another way that I see how we are born into sin. Also, now you think about this, we are currently in this Babylonian system, all right? And people who came into the truth understand that we were born into lies. All right, we was born into Christianity, Islam, or whatever. Anything that's outside of the Most High, we was born into. All right, we was taught indoctrination in schools, taught satanic literature about evolution, which was by a Satanist, Charles Darwin. They pushed all this wicked media on us that make us think homosexuality is all right. They make us think drinking and access, just getting towed up off drugs, sleeping around, they think all that stuff is cool. We're born into a world where we worship self, all right? And that's another way I figure that we are born into sin, you know, because we're born into this Babylonian system and we think what is wrong is right, all right? We think that celebrating these holidays is right because we was born in this system and we was raised that way. And it's like a chain reaction because our parents was raised that way too, so they raised us. We all are caught up in this Babylonian system. We all are born into sin. We are all born into a state of disillusion because we were born into a state of lies, where people lie to us, where people do not tell us the truth about history. All right, we are in the place of Babylonian culture. All right, that is not of the Most High. So we are born into sin. All right, that's why it says in Romans 3:23, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of Elohim, because we have a sinful nature, and we also was born into this Babylonian system, this twisted Christianity system that teaches us wrong, and we think that is right. All right. In Ephesians 2:3, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh. All right, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. All right, you notice that Shaul was talking about the conversations, the lust of the flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh, and that's what this world teaches us today. All right, from the cradle to the grave, they teach us this. All right, you just need to go through the lust of the flesh and just see how they push adultery on us. They push fornication on us. They push impurity, uncleanness. They have us eating unclean foods. They have us eating common foods, and we're not even knowing it. All right, they have men and women thinking it's all right to go whore around. You know what I'm saying? Go test the waters. Go sow your wild oats. You know what I'm saying? We have idolatry with these superstars on TV, with these cars that we worship. We worship ourselves. All this witchcraft that they promote on TV. Hatred, quarreling. All right, emulations, wrath, strifes, seditions, heresies, envyings, murderings, drunkenness, revelings, and such like. All of this they put on us, they put on our kids, and we don't even realize it. We don't even realize it. All right, and you know that it says this in Galatians 5:21, after they finished giving out the fruits of the lust of the flesh, it says, as I've told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Elohim. All right, so that's basically all I got to speak on about being born into sin. I hope people understand where I'm coming from, that we're automatically born into sin because of the sinful nature that we got from our first mother and father in the beginning of time and everything. But we're also born into sin because we're born into this Babylonian system which blindfolds us to the truth from the beginning, so we would never know it. So we'll always be living in deceit and sin unknowingly. But I'm here to tell you the truth of the matter. Search out the scriptures, search out situations on the news, search out everything and find out all truth. All right, study to show yourself approved, be ready in and out of season. All right, this is BG from Repairs of the Breach, signing out. Baruch Shalom.